Now TDS has a variety of different towers with different unique abilities. Each of these towers can be used for its own strategy or challenge, but for beginners they don't have a good collection of these troops. So I wanted to find out the cheapest loadout you can use to defeat the almighty Fallen King. So for the towers I picked the Farm, the Ace, the DJ, the Commander, and the Ranger. And with that I started the challenge. Now when I first started the match, I started by only farming, which caused me to leak a little. Now after a few waves of farming and doing nothing, I finally decided to place down an Ace. Now with an Ace pile on the field, I was able to pursuit past many of the waves easily. Now this part of the challenge was boring and painful like the early stages of TDS, because all I ended up doing was spamming aces while chaining a commander. I wasn't paying much attention to the game because I started thinking like an average TDS player. But then I suddenly realized that I was already wave 40 and that the Fallen King was already there. Now as the Fallen King got closer and closer to the end, I began to feel more screwed. Now luckily since I had spammed a bunch of commanders and rangers, the boss was actually the one who was screwed and its health ended up dropping faster than my school grades. Now the pain wasn't even nearly over yet, because since the Ranger is so expensive, I wanted to find a cheaper alternative for the tower. So I unequipped the overpriced Ranger and replaced it with the cheaper Minigunner. I also decided to get rid of the Ace pile because the Minigunner does way more DPS. I picked 4 Seasons as the map because I had a lot of open area for Minigunners to be placed, but also because there was a weird cliff that allowed you to place ground towers on top of it. Now with that said, the challenge began once more. Once again, I started the match by only focusing on the farms, which like last time caused me to leak a lot all the way down to 5 HP. Now with the help of 2 minigunners, I was able to survive the disaster. So for the remainder of the game, I played it safe and just got off a huge army of minigunners with the moral support of Neko DJ. And time ended up passing really fast because every enemy that came across my defense got obliterated within seconds. So finally the Fallen King was here and it was the decider of whether the strategy was viable or not. Now the downside about the minigunners was that they were vulnerable to the boss's stuns, meaning that the match was more dependent on RNG. But with some decent luck and some cliff towers, the boss's health fell short and once again it was a victory that wasn't even close. So with that, a new record has been achieved, meaning that the cheapest loadout you need to defeat the Fallen King only requires 4 towers, which combine to a total of 14,500 coins, which after doing some mathematical calculations, is equivalent to 7.25 hours of molten farming, almost as long as a 9 to 5 shift.